Right, hey guys, how are we doing? I've just been for a 9-mile run, so I apologise if I'm not as energetic as I would like to be, or as you would expect from me doing a reaction to a video like this. But a few of you have suggested I check this out. This is another video on Gigguk's second channel, Gaunt, and this is I watched every Isekai anime in 2021. So let's see what he thought. Apparently this is a tier list, is it not? Somebody was saying it's a tier list.
Am I still salty about the anime awards? Yes. Okay?
Oh, yes, it's tier 6.
It is not in the same tier. That is the one anime award I'm giving out this year in the Gigguk Anime Awards. Slime Season 2 wins the award for being worse than Mushoku.
Okay. Oh, okay, here we go.
So, what we are going to be doing now is we are going to be going through every Isekai and fantasy show that aired in 2021.
Sick.
And we are going to be ranking them. Why am I doing this? Because I watched a fuck ton of Isekai and a
Fair enough.
fuck ton of fantasy in 2021, as I always do. I always watch a fuck ton of Isekai and a fuck ton of fantasy. So to explain, I haven't watched every one of these shows. Some of these shows I've watched 4 episodes of. Some of these shows I've watched 1 episode of.
Yeah.
Some of these shows I've watched 1 episode of and then gone on to read the manga.
Oh, okay, interesting.
I haven't watched every Isekai I'm about to judge, but if I can't make an educated judgment about a lot of them, then
No
they will
opinion.
go in the no opinion.
Cool, that's cool.
So, Alan, I don't know why you put this in. Alan's a big Digimon.
It's an Isekai.
The first Isekai that he put in is Digimon Ghost Game. I'll be honest, I didn't even know that there was a Digimon show that came out. So that goes in the no opinion.
Oh, I mean, they did a reboot of Digimon, didn't they? I watched the first few episodes of that, it seemed alright.
Is Drugstore in Another World.
I haven't checked this one out, this sounds stupid.
Isekai gets a bad rep for all Isekai basically being the same, where I feel like Drugstore in Another World is not a power fantasy show.
No, it uses the Isekai trope, but tries to be different, yeah?
Having said that, Drugstore in Another World was mid as fuck.
Oh,
I'm not a massive
okay.
fan of slice of life.
Mid
There's some slice of
is
life
the
that I
word
really
of
liked.
the year.
My account was fucking amazing. So was Girls' Last Tour. That was slice of life with a bit of existentialism.
Okay.
I love that. Drugstore in Another World has such a specific niche. You would watch this if you're the type of person who plays an MMO and then joins the Alchemy Guild. I'm not that person.
Right.
Okay? So, I'll be honest, I thought it was pretty fucking boring. Putting this one into C tier.
Damn. Full
I
dive.
remember this one. Alright, we're adding a tier right now. And we're putting Full Dive into it.
In E, okay.
Full Dive was pretty much the most generic Isekai starter I've seen. I watched 2 episodes of this.
I don't think I checked that out.
Clicked off. Now we get to shows I have a bit more to say about. This one
Cool.
is How Not to Summon
Yo!
Season 2. I think Demon Lord is kind of like the high school DxD of Isekai.
It is,
You're
yeah,
watching
it is.
For like a
It
very
is.
specific reason. If you go into a high school DxD,
Oh,
that
see,
is going to be like a fantastic.
I actually quite like the story of High School DxD as well.
Narrative and all that kind of shit, then you're gonna have a bad time. But if you're watching High School DxD for the titty, you are going to be having a good time. Having said that, How Not to Summon a Demon Lord Season 2, one thing I can say about it is at least it doesn't try to pretend to be anything else. And like when it gives you fan service, when it gives you that overpoweredness, it
delivers.
goes full in. It goes
Yeah,
fucking
really does.
deep. But
Boom.
I do think that Season 2 was weaker than Season 1. I think Season 1 at least tried to have some stakes, tried to have a semblance of a plot. It went from
Yeah.
having some cool fights and great fan service to just having great fan service. I think it's better than Drugstore though. You know, I'm going to give it a B because
It's in B tier, let's go!
pushes it up from a high C to a low B. Okay.
Okay.
What is this?
Bunny Girls.
LPX Girls?
What is
the
that?
fuck is this one? I did
Oh,
not
at least
watch
he
the
doesn't
first
even know
episode
either.
of this one. I think I might have just thought this was Symphogear.
It looks very similar, Jesus.
Like another season of Symphogear. This just looks
Bloody
like
hell.
Isekai Symphogear.
Yeah.
This one goes into no opinion.
No opinion.
Log Horizon Season 3. I was pretty fucking damn hyped for...
I fell off Log Horizon very early.
Log Horizon
Like, I watched the
was one of
first
my
season and then I was just like,
favorites of all time. I think it had some really unique ideas. I thought Season 2 was a slight step down. And
Yeah, like, I tried
Season 3
starting it and I was just like,
around the same level as Season 2 for me. I'm really hoping that one day it actually reaches the same level as Season 1 again. So for me, Season 3 is a high B tier.
Well, that's still
Season 1 was
decent,
like
though.
AOS.
Bloody hell.
Next, we have Make You Black Company.
What
I
is
actually like
this?
This is actually a pretty funny anime. It's Peasant Uprising, the anime.
Right.
My only real problem with it is that the anime production did seem a little bit cheap. But what I will say is that it was a pretty funny show. It was a pretty unique concept for an isekai as well. Wasn't any power fantasy here. This was more of a very clever satire of Japanese corporate lifestyle. And
Right.
putting that in an isekai world. And I thought that was a really clever twist.
Ooh, Mushoku Tensei's next on the list.
This deserves
E.
a good A tier. I enjoyed it way more
S.
than I thought I would.
Mushoku
It's a
Tensei is
solid A tier.
S.
Next, we have Mushoku Tensei.
S.
Where's this gonna go?
S.
Obviously, it's gonna go in the F tier. Guys, again, come on. You know. Do I really need to explain myself? Do I
Please.
really need to explain myself? I don't know if Season 1 deserves to go in A tier and Season 2 S tier, just because Season 2 was absolutely fucking insane. Season 1 was a bit too slow. You focus more on like world building and characters, where Season 2 is where all the shit starts.
Yeah, Season 2 did slap real hard, like, but I still feel like...
both seasons as one season.
Yeah.
I basically see them as the same show. If you want
They
to
are the
know my
same,
opinion
yeah.
on why I think it's a great show,
It was just a break in
watch
between, right?
literally any other time I've talked about Mushoku Tensei. Okay, I don't need to say more about it.
Mm.
What I will say, however, I wanted to comment quickly about the controversy. Because here's the thing about Mushoku Tensei, which is like, every time I mention Mushoku Tensei and it gets posted on like a public forum, the fucking comment section is so fucking toxic, it actually makes me lose brain cells.
No.
But here's the thing. Here's like my full opinion. Okay, Rudy, I think he does some fucking fucked up shit.
He does, earlier on.
Tries to do with underage girls, I think that's bad.
Yeah.
Of course that side is fucking weird.
But he learns
Someone
from
gets
it.
put off by that and they don't want to watch the show, I'm like,
Fair dues.
understandable.
Yeah,
Have a nice
get
day.
that.
What I have an issue with is people saying that if you like Mushoku Tensei, then you support all of these actions that Rudy does. They're basically calling you, well, if you like Mushoku Tensei, then you support grooming and pedophilia. I don't think it glorifies it.
Not at all.
To me, I was creeped out by it. I think
Yeah.
that
It was very
really
uncomfortable. I felt very
glorified
uncomfortable watching it.
becomes slightly less horny.
But that's the
as
point.
series goes on. At the beginning,
It really does calm it down, man, because he's learning, he's growing up.
He tries.
He's having bad things
to not see
happen.
women as fucking objects. You know, he tries to give them respect, as people do. Do the anime scenes show a lot of uncomfortable things? Yes. I think that part shows Rudy's perspective, because at the end of the day, he is a main character. It makes me lose brain cells when people try to project onto me the fact that if I like this, then I support X, Y, and Z. Whereas I think it's a fictional world. It's a fictional story. Yes, there are aspects that you don't necessarily support, but that doesn't mean I can't enjoy the story for what it's trying to portray. It blows my mind because you think about other shows, right? You like Bakugo? Well, that just means you support bullying. Fucking
Oh, yeah, there you
trying
go.
to blow up a whole fucking planet.
Genocide.
And people fucking love him. Why do they love him? Because he had a redemption arc. Did we just fucking forget that Vegeta literally tried to blow up the fucking Earth and people were just like, what are
He
you
killed
doing?
people in the Majin Buu arc at the tournament. He just blew up the bloody arena. Like,
But at least he's a good dad.
yeah, is he though?
Like, why are people not trying to fucking cancel Goku for teaming up with Frieza? Frieza is literally fucking Space Hitler. Why are the people trying to cancel him? And like, what about Attack on Titan? These people are literally committing war crimes. If you think that Eren is a good character, then do you support child murdering? But when it comes to this guy's horny, well, you support...
Oh my god, I love it. That's brilliant. That's hilarious. Oh my god, good god.
You know what? If you don't want to like Mushoku Tensei for the uncomfortable things that the main character does, that's understandable. If you want to project your own agenda upon anyone who does enjoy this show, that is bullshit. I just like Mushoku Tensei because this is a good story. I think anyone who has a healthy degree of separation between real life and fantasy can distinguish that. And, you know, that is just my take. That is the last I'm going to talk about.
Fair dues, there we go.
Controversy.
Is that
about Mushoku Tensei,
my
for
life?
those reasons.
My life as a
Like I said,
villainess.
Understandable. Have a nice day. I'm not going to judge you, but all I ask is that you don't judge me, or you don't judge anyone for enjoying the show.
Right, next one.
And that's it. Villainess Season 2. I actually really fucking enjoyed Villainess
Season 1 was
So,
boss,
Season 1
man.
was an
I haven't watched Season
I
2.
remember
I need to...
when it was announced, I was just like, why do we need a Season 2? I felt like Season 1 tied up all of the...
It was a nice, like, yeah.
...that needed to tie up. It was a very different isekai from your usual isekai.
Yeah, I liked it. They worked the trapped in a video game that you've been playing kind of thing.
That was trying to like stop her own death because she got transported into a game that she had played, and she was the bad guy. And I thought that was a really interesting plot point. Season 2, I feel like it resolved its plot point, and then Season 2 felt more like a fantasy slice of life romance without that hook that had to be back.
It's a shame.
Season 2 was still enjoyable, but I definitely didn't enjoy it for the same reasons as I enjoyed season 2.
Yeah, I thought it was very clever, season 1. It was really cool because she knew all the points of the game and like moments she needed to have happen.
So I'm going to put this at B tier.
Okay, mate.
Season 2. So
Mate.
I am surprised.
Absolutely incredible.
More people have not been talking about
Yeah.
season 2.
It was so good. It was so good.
I enjoyed it more than season 1. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it for different reasons. Season 2, to me, felt like watching Attack on Titan season 2 all over again. Let me just explain that, okay? Attack on Titan season 1, for me, was just this really fast roller coaster ride where you had a lot of things happening, a lot of shocking moments, but at the end of season 1, I kind of just was left there feeling a little empty. I
Yeah,
didn't
like,
know
come
where
on.
the story was going.
What's happening?
And to me,
Yeah.
that was ReZero season 1. ReZero season 2, it put way more of a focus on the characters and the world building.
Yeah,
which isn't
it
bad,
really
but
did.
It just felt like there was less going on overall than season 1. Whether that's better or worse, it's up for debate, but I feel like it sets the stage perfectly for future seasons, which is why I really, really fucking hope it gets more seasons. There was one
I
thing in
really
season
want it to
2
continue.
that completely surprised
Jesus.
me. It made me like Amelia. I've shit on
Yeah.
Amelia so fucking much.
She was cool in
that.
that.
Made her a character and not just
Well, that's the thing though, yeah,
somebody
because it focused on all the characters and actually let them develop in that. I thought it was boss. It was dead good.
I kind of think Amelia's best girl. Guys, I think I'm turning into an Amelia sim. I'm turning into everything that I fucking despised beforehand. I think I have actually turned into an Amelia sim. I think the character development in season 2 is fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
I think Subaru's development in season 2 was fucking fantastic.
Mhm.
I would put this at the same level as Mushoku
Yeah, definitely.
season 1. It's like a low
Yeah, man. That's
Next
too.
one, Realist Hero. I really fucking like Realist Hero.
Yeah?
I remember watching this and I'm just like, oh, it's kingdom building. It's city
I watched the first
building.
episode and I was a bit like,
It's
nah.
Slime all over again. I think it's different enough from Slime because one, Rimuru actually has powers. And
Yeah.
he actually has influence with how powerful he is as a slime. Realist Hero, he basically has to use his knowledge from our world. The only weapon he has that makes him overpowered is his knowledge of our world. And I think what's really interesting is that he uses psychological
excuse
and
me.
philosophical learnings from our old world and applies it to the fantasy world. There's a lot of references to Machiavellianism. How the fuck do I pronounce it?
I can't. I'm not even trying. I'm not even trying.
Machiavellianism.
Machiavellianism?
What is wrong with me? Machiavellianism.
Machiavellianism. Machiavellianism.
Right. I'm gonna get this one. Machiavellianism.
Yo, let's go.
Back to Realist Hero. He uses a lot of lessons from, for example, Machiavelli.
Just continue. Just go.
It's super fucking interesting. I think it does more than what Slime does. I mean, Slime does something different, but I think this one's more focused.
Slime's
So,
class.
That's why I'm going to put it up as A tier. So next we have Restaurant in Another World.
That just sounds
I think this
annoying.
one's
Sounds
pretty
boring.
simple
Sounds.
in its appeal.
Bleh.
If you just want a nice, comfy show about people from other worlds just enjoying good food, then this is the show for you.
Right.
I don't really
Sounds
have much
boring
say
to me,
about it.
but alright.
Suki fucking
Like,
loves Restaurant in
people
Another
must
World
like it for it to be
because she fucking
made.
loves food manga. To me, it's not really my kind of show. It's not really my kind of isekai. It's not bad. I don't really have much to say about it. Season 2, I watched an episode and it was exactly the same as season 1. It's a C tier. Alright, Slime baby.
Yeah.
I feel like
I'd say A
Season
tier.
4 Slime season 1 was a good show. It was a good show, but not a great show. Slime season 1 fucking sped through the source material like nobody's business. I thought it was like an okay adaptation to the manga, which I might prefer the manga. Slime season 2 turned a good show into a great show. The focus was
I'd
less
probably A tier,
on
man.
how
It was
powerful
class.
Rimuru is, and it became more of this city-building civilization type anime. Like I thought season
It was
1
cool seeing him
like,
expand
oh,
and like
Slime
actually
is
like
this
he's like,
happy-go-lucky
whoa,
wholesome
he
show.
is
It's a
getting up there
wholesome
now.
show. That didn't fucking happen in season 2. It went down a more darker route.
It did.
It explored more sides of Rimuru's character. It was just a step up in every way possible, and I highly recommend Slime season 2 to everyone who watched Slime season 1.
Yeah, man.
And enjoyed it.
It just gets better, man.
Had enough.
It's class.
I will say, I don't think it's on the same level as Mushoku Tensei and ReZero.
No, I put it on
You
A.
know what? I'm going to make a new row, and this row is called Worse Than Mushoku Tensei. Alright,
Fair enough.
It is. Am I still salty about the Anime Awards? Yes. Okay? It is not in the same tier. You are not there yet, Slime. You are not there yet. I really fucking...
No, like I said, I'm fine with that. That's cool.
Juggernauts just yet, okay? That is the one anime award I'm giving out this year in the Gigguk Anime Awards. Slime Season 2 wins the award for being worse than Mushoku Tensei. Alright, Slime 300. I will say that it has
watched the first episode and I was a bit like,
with that time I got reincarnated as a slime. It's a cute, comfy slice of life. He gets a C tier for me.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's not
next,
amazing, but it's not
Slime
terrible.
Diaries.
I didn't
I'll be
watch the
honest,
Slime
I don't really
Diaries.
see the appeal of Slime Diaries. I don't know who looked at Slime and was just like, I'm invested enough in these characters that I want a full spin-off. If Slime was in Isekai Quartet, I would prefer that.
Yeah, that would be class, actually. Yeah, that would be cool. Throw Rimuru in Isekai Quartet, man.
So what? This one...
I watched a couple
I
episodes,
read the manga,
and I fell off.
I also watched the anime. The reason I read this manga, I saw the studio that was adapting the show, and I thought, fuck, this is the same studio that adapted Berserk 2016 and 17. I'm reading the manga right now before I see what kind of shit show is produced.
I mean, not seen it myself, but I've seen
They definitely learned from their mistakes
what
from Berserk
happens.
2016 and 17, because the CG, I wouldn't say it's good. This
But it's
is
not awful.
so much better compared to that. And also, I do think that the anime adaptation was better. And I have one reason for that. And that is Aoi Yuki. My fucking god. I regret reading the manga because Aoi Yuki gave so much personality to the spider. She fucking...
Yeah, she's cool, but yeah, I only watched like... No, I think I watched like 3 episodes, actually.
It is basically just a 20-episode long training arc of her getting overpowered. And I actually liked seeing that progression for once. It just...
It was cool seeing her learn and adapt, and yeah, when she's in the caves and that, and learning to hunt.
He fucking solo carried it. I think it's a solid A tier.
Okay, bloody hell.
Get a season 2 of it because I think it was a very, very solid isekai. That's
Might have to go back and watch the rest.
From your typical isekai formula. So this is, I believe, Spirit Chronicles.
What is this?
A C tier for my boy Sea Dog. I'll be honest,
Oh.
I'm not that impressed with this isekai. This one was
Yeah, cool, because he is a voice actor, isn't he? That's class.
fantasy show. In any other world, I would give this a D tier. But for my boy, just for my boy, I'm gonna put it up to C tier. C for Connor. Or Sea Dog. A for ape. Alright, this one is Standing on a Million Lives.
There's a second season.
This one was pretty bad. It is not a good isekai, I'll say that.
I was going to say, like, the first season wasn't amazing.
Piqued a minuscule of my curiosity, and that is, I appreciated the fact that they gave him a class that was not just like the generic OP classes. So for example, I remember one point he gets like the blacksmith class, which is like shit for combat. So he has to use this class to really make weapons that are OP for other characters to
Right, that's kind of cool,
I thought
yeah.
that was like a minuscule amount of interest. Having said that, it's like a D tier for me. Maybe
I fell off the first season because I thought it was rubbish, so like,
give it a
it was an interesting concept when it started, but I was like, oh.
The fruit of
What is
evolution.
this?
This one was absolute shit.
Oh,
I'll be
okay.
honest, I don't even remember much about this. I remember like this is the one where the guy gets isekai'd with a bunch of girls in his classroom or something. I'm making you, bro. There's nothing to even say about this. It's F tier. This ain't even good
Right,
trash.
this is-
It
oh, it's
trash.
that bad.
Let's see.
Jesus.
We've got the Saint's magic power is omnipotent.
What's this one?
I watched a few episodes. Seemed alright. Just didn't really grab my interest. So I'm gonna put it at C tier. It was okay.
Okay.
Tsukimichi, Moonlight Fantasy. I remember watching the first episode of this, and I actually skipped it. And then I went through like an isekai binge, and I'm like, I don't know why. Maybe I'll give this one a chance. This one was actually really fucking good. I was so fucking surprised. What I really liked about it is that it was self-aware, but that it didn't make the self-awareness a part of its own identity. I feel like it did enough to have like a pretty interesting story. It's pretty funny as well. It doesn't do anything vastly different. What it does do different is distinct enough, and what it does do good makes it a very, very solid isekai show. So this goes... I'm gonna put this at A tier. I enjoyed it as well.
Oh, wow, okay.
Next show, we got...
Gonna have to check that one out.
Isekai. What is the full name of this? The world's finest assassin gets reincarnated.
Oh,
in
mate,
another
this
world
was
and
so...
knows the truth. I actually really fucking enjoyed this one. Out of all of these...
It's sad. Oh, I don't know. I thought it seemed pretty good from the first episode and that, but I fell off that one.
I believe like he gets like a slave or a servant or something, right? And I'm just like, of course, there it is. There it is. But the parts that were like enjoyable were really enjoyable.
Must have got better than that. I think I gave it 2 episodes.
Who was actually skilled and overpowered in the old world, and give him a mission to assassinate someone in a fantasy world. And I thought it was
Cool
really
concept.
interesting to basically see how he goes about breaking the systems presented in this fantasy world when you got stuff like magic and things like
Is
that.
Arcane on that list? How is Arcane on
To get
the
going,
list?
there was this really weird thing with his
That's
fucking
not a-
mother or something.
What's going on?
Like,
Okay, never
his
mind.
mother
Okay,
basically
interesting.
told
See how
him
that goes.
She wishes
It's fucking
that he
amazing,
was
Arcane,
sucking
like,
on nipples. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this? What is this? This isn't Mother Knows
What
Breast, okay?
the
This
hell?
is a fucking MILF Isekai. I'm watching this guy trying to become assassin. I'm not watching this Isekai to watch a fucking kid suckle on his mother's nipple again.
Ew.
Okay? Where was this part in fucking John Wick? You know, there was a reason that this character arc wasn't in John Wick. Another thing I did like about it was I liked that they introduced this idea that the goddess actually transported multiple people to this fantasy world, and you get to see some of the stories of some of the different people that have been transported
Okay, that's
to this
cool.
fantasy world that have been given the same mission and have completely fucking failed it. I think the good parts were really interesting, but I think it was tied down by some of the bad points as well. But to me, this is a B tier.
Oh, okay.
It's
Okay,
a
I might have to
high
jump back
B
on.
tier. There were enough things that put me off from it being an A tier. There was a lot of like trashy moments in it, but it was very much enjoyable trash. Next, we have, I think this is Banished Hero. Banished from the Heroes Party, I decided to live a quiet life.
Of course, it has a really long title.
This is just a fantasy. Some isekais and some fantasies are so indistinguishable that I just forget that some fantasies are not isekai.
Right,
To me,
okay, yeah,
I
because
thought
they use
it
the
was
fantasy
better
kind of genre
version
most of the time
of
within the
John
isekai
Wick.
thing, don't they? With the
This
story
had a
and
more
setting.
interesting concept where I liked that it was from the hero's party who just wasn't strong enough to be part of the main party that was defeating the Demon Lord anymore. I liked it. The world is interesting. It just was a bit too slow for me. When I saw like the main duo, I was just like, can you guys just fuck already?
Oh.
Guys, can you just fuck? Just stop teasing my balls. Just fucking fuck already, please. It is a slice of life. I'm not a massive fan of slice of life. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give this a C.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sure if you like slice of life and romance, it would probably be B tier. It just had an interesting premise to me. Alright, Combatants will be dispatched. So this was the show that I actually
It's funny.
to get a little sneak preview of. I got to go to the studio.
Oh, I remember him
This.
doing that.
Wanna check it
Yeah.
out? Then, if it's on YouTube, here's the thumbnail. Here's the thumbnail of the video. I'll be honest, I think I would have enjoyed this more if this came before Konosuba. It came from the same writer.
Oh, right, okay.
But he actually
You see, I only
wrote
watched
this
like a few episodes again and fell off of it, but I did find it funny what I watched.
I remember watching this and I remember reading the manga. It felt like some of the same ideas that were in Konosuba, but just they weren't as well developed. Like the comedy and the character interactions and the character chemistry in general, there were shades of the same chemistry you see in Konosuba, but it just wasn't as well developed. I kind of got bored with it for that reason. I remember thinking, I'd rather be watching Konosuba right now. This is like a low B for me. It might even be C.
still
I feel like I'll
decent.
give it the benefit of the doubt and put it low B because I'm seeing some of these other shows in C tier and I'm like, it's better.
It's not as bad as them, yeah.
Better, but it's a low B. Suppose a kid from the
Oh,
last
mate, that was really good.
something. I don't remember the fucking name of this.
That was class.
The problem with shows like this, clearly made as a satire of power fantasy anime. Because the concept of this is that you have a kid that basically grew up in a town that was next to like the final dungeon of this.
Yeah,
world.
so they're really, really strong, but they're the weakest person there.
Now, in this endgame area, he's actually pretty weak, but compared to everyone in the starter town, he finds out that he's strong as fuck. It's less about showing his overpowered protagonist, and it's more about making fun of overpowered protagonist. Having said that,
It was really enjoyable.
I don't think it really did anything more than just try to be meta. I feel like all of its jokes hang on the fact that it's making fun of power fantasy.
No, I liked it. I was going to say this is B tier material, this.
Was that funny in the first place? I'm going to give it a D tier. Redo of Healer. Okay.
Oh, no.
Like S.
Oh,
Guys,
no.
Stop being horny for a second. This ain't S tier. Are we talking S for sus here? Let's think with our minds.
Oh, no.
For a second. We're here.
Oh,
We're here
God.
to think with our minds.
No.
I'm going to make a fucking E tier just for this. This belongs in the H tier. Okay? You know why. You know fucking why. It belongs in the H tier. Get that S tier shit out of here. I'm about to come in with a pretty hot take. I don't know if it's hot or cold or lukewarm.
Okay.
I actually think Redo was pretty fucking shit. Here's the fucking reason. I know all you horny motherfuckers want to put it in S tier. Bruh, there are better hentai you can jack off to. You think I'd rather watch Redo over fucking rants? Over Isekai Harem Monogatari? Come on, guys. I would prefer if actually Redo was like a full-on hentai, because the sex scenes in Redo, I'm gonna say it, they weren't that great.
Oh,
the
well.
sex scenes in Redo are a warm-up for actual hentai.
It's the warm-up for hentai.
For the plot. Are you fucking kidding me? The plot of Redo was just bad. It was just bad. It was bad.
I didn't watch it, but I heard a lot of bad things about it.
And a bad plot. Like, it wasn't even shocking bad. It was so bad that Twitter wasn't even offended. For Twitter to be offended, there needs to be enough people actually trying to defend the substance behind the show.
Oh
no
God,
one watching
whoa.
Redo was actually trying to defend the substance behind the plot here. We all know it was a shit plot. Let's like actually acknowledge that we don't actually give a shit about the plot about Redo. And let's
Whoa.
to the sex scenes in Redo. If you did that, easy S tier. But as it stands, Redo is a worse version than most hentai, and is a worse plot than most fantasy anime. Redo is foreplay the anime. Why is it foreplay the anime? Because it's foreplay for the hentai you're actually going to read or watch. That is Redo of a healer in a nutshell. You don't stop at the foreplay, you're not going to stop at Redo of healer. And that is where I'm going to end it. Sunny Boy. So this one is actually a bit of a curveball here. Because is it your traditional isekai? Nope. Is it an isekai? Fucking definitely, okay?
Okay.
As you know, it was
I've not seen
one of
this,
my
I don't know what this
favorite
is.
Anime of the year, I think it was number 10. I still do not know where to place this show, because I think I enjoyed it, but at the same time, I also am not sure what I watched. It's one of those shows that I feel like I'm going to need to let sink in for a while. It's one of my favorite shows, but I'm still going to put it at... You know what, I'm going to put it as worse than Mushoku Tensei.
Oh, wow.
Because it is worse than Mushoku Tensei. That's all I know about this show. But I do think it's a show that if you're in the mood for something a bit more deep, a bit more philosophical, then you should give Sunny Boy a shot.
Okay.
Away.
Hey, I enjoyed Faraway Paladin, man.
I had such high hopes for this one.
Oh no, what?
It was
I really enjoyed Faraway Paladin as well.
Twitter was influenced by Mushoku Tensei. They've really put the time in.
It's a B tier for me.
And develop the characters. This is one show where I would have put it at A tier, but I don't think the anime adaptation was that good. I much preferred the manga.
Oh right,
The
okay.
fight scenes I think were not good at all in Faraway Paladin. I think you'd have a better time reading the manga.
Okay, fair enough.
Watching the anime. So this goes in B tier.
Yay!
If it was the manga, it
Sweet.
would be A tier. Let me see.
Alright, fair dues.
This is the Hidden Dungeon.
Oh, this was rubbish. This was rubbish.
This is pretty damn fucking shit. From
Yeah,
what I
there we go.
remember.
Thank God. I thought he was going to say it was good then.
It's pretty damn boring. The only thing I remember about this show was this guy made out with his... Was it his sister or his childhood friend?
It was his childhood friend. He kept having to do stuff like that to level up and that, didn't he?
I just assume that everyone from someone's childhood is their sister. It's his friend. Okay, it's his friend.
Yeah.
You know what I just said? You know what? Guys, it was always his childhood friend. I didn't mention incest at all. Shut the fuck up. Alan cut that out. So he makes out with his childhood friend. And I remember how he makes out with his childhood friend is this girl has a fucking migraine. And he's just like, hey bruh, you know what? What if we just fucking kiss and I'll get rid of your fucking migraine?
Oh, yeah.
Like, who would fucking fall for this? Who would fall for this? And the girl falls for it. Like, you think
Yeah, it was so weird. She's like, oh, okay, maybe if it's going to
I
help.
don't remember anything else. This is like E tier, I guess.
Well, I put it lower
And
than
then
that.
finally, we got
Why is this
Is Arcane an anime? Is it an isekai? Is it a fantasy?
Oh, it's
I don't
fantasy,
know.
isn't it?
It is a fantasy.
Yeah.
I just wanted to talk about Arcane.
So good.
because I haven't had a chance
Amazing.
to talk
I forgot
about
he's doing
it
fantasy as
since
well,
my
isn't he?
video about it. Okay, this is my fucking list, of course. You know it's fucking S tier.
Arcane
The
is
reason I
S,
wanted to put
yeah.
Arcane on this list was just so I can like gush about it a bit more. I was actually going to make like a follow-up video on Arcane, but I didn't think I had enough to say about it to warrant its own video. So that's why we have a stream. You
Sweet.
guys are gonna sit here and listen to me fucking gush about Arcane
Cool.
one more time.
That's sound.
What I wanted to say about
'Cause I loved it.
was I had this realization because when I made my video about Arcane, it was just as the show finished airing. So I try not to let the hype really cloud my judgment because I know recency bias is going to be a thing. So I knew I needed to wait like a short while for it to actually sink in, for me to actually like properly form my opinion. Arcane is good, but I didn't know how good
It's amazing.
Arcane was.
It's amazing.
And I've watched it twice.
Oh.
I've watched it more than once now. I've let it sink in, and I think that I am now comfortable saying that I think it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
I'm saying that.
Good.
I think
Oh, thank
season
God. I was
one
worried then.
Of League of of Legends Arcane is a masterpiece.
It is, yeah.
I don't want to like throw that word out cheaply, but I think Arcane deserves it. I've tried to like really think about it, and there are so many things that this show does amazingly and better than anything else like I've ever seen. I wanted to make a video on the Echo versus Jinx fight. I've rewatched that one fucking scene more times than I care to count, and it just gets better every
It's so sick, isn't it?
I think that is actually the perfect scene in terms of animation, storytelling, just general coolness and music.
The music's sick, yeah.
And the reason I didn't make a video on it is because the video would just be me explaining the scene, but the problem is the scene does such a good job
Explaining
at
itself.
conveying what it needs to explain,
Yeah.
that I would just be doing a disservice by explaining what the scene is
Totally
really
get that,
doing
yeah.
to the viewer. But I will give you a fucking cliff notes of what I wanted to say anyway. We all know how badass the music is.
Mate,
and
this
how
was so
badass the
sick,
fucking
yeah, man.
animation is. Okay, that really speaks for itself. And, you know, that's what I noticed on my first viewing of this, which was how fucking cool the animation changes style is.
I like how it did that.
What I find amazing about this one scene is it almost shows these two characters' entire backstory and entire
And the build up to that fight,
without
yeah, and
a single piece of dialogue
so much
being
emotion
exchanged
within that, yeah.
It establishes that these two obviously were good friends as kids,
Uh-huh.
and Echo uses that knowledge from his game to beat Jinx in this fight. It does this through just like subtle facial expressions. This shot
So
where Echo,
freaking
like, fucking
cool.
exhales. There's so much going on in just these few seconds. You see the emotional journey he goes on, where he starts off being disappointed and then he proposes playing a game with Jinx. You see Jinx going from surprise to just be like, alright, let's do this. He conveys this so well without having me to explain it. Obviously I'm explaining it now and I'm ruining the scene, but you garner that without them saying anything. I think it's just like such a masterclass in storytelling that you're able to garner their entire relationship just through shit like this.
Yeah, man.
This is my single favorite scene from 2021. I fucking also love this transition where they just transition to kids again.
Yeah.
Okay, they're now playing a kids. It's fucking amazing. That's all I wanted to say. I'm not gonna go through a full-on fucking map breakdown of the scene. It's fucking incredible. If you haven't watched Arcane, go watch Arcane.
Really
It's
need to
a
watch it if you haven't seen it, jeez.
I'm comfortable in saying that now. Can you imagine if this scene was a fucking anime scene? Echo would take his watch out, and then what would happen is a fucking narrator would come in and be like, and this is what happened when Echo and Jinx were kids, and they'd go to a fucking flashback where a narrator
Yeah, it
narrates
wouldn't
the full
be put
play-by-play
together like
of
that, yeah.
their fucking relationship as kids. Alright, there, I'm done. Anyway, that was my full ranking of every Isekai and fantasy in 2021. Isekai last year was pretty fucking solid. In a lot of years, you would have had like maybe 1 or 2 A tiers, and then everything was like
Just,
C and D.
yeah, really
But
low.
this year, there was some S tiers, there was some A tiers, there was a lot of B tiers. I know I'm the Isekai trash man, I know, but guys, this isn't copium. I genuinely think that 2021 was a pretty good fucking year for Isekai. I might even say it's like the best year of Isekai to come out since the Isekai boom. Anyway, that has been me ranking every Isekai and fantasy of 2021 with a few twists here and there. If you're watching this on YouTube, hi YouTube. If you
Hi.
don't know, I stream on twitch.tv/Gigguk. And if you want to watch the full unedited VOD of this, you can just click the link in the description. I do have a third channel for just all my VODs. Anyway,
Cool.
that's it from me for today. I've been Gigguk, and I will see you all next time.
Class. There we go. That was cool. Oh man, he really did have some different opinions than I. How dare he? On some of those shows, but I like that. That's cool. I like that he threw Arcane in again, because I was like, wait a minute, Isekai, but he did go through some fantasy stuff, and he did explain at the beginning as well, didn't he? But cool. I like that. I've checked that out. And if there's any other videos on his second channel you want me to check out, then I will. He did a video on the Anime Awards for last year. I don't know whether I want to check that out or not, but if you guys want to see a reaction to that, let me know in the comments. So yeah, thank you to my patrons. If you want to have your name at the end of every video I upload, link is in the description to the Patreon page. $1 a month is all I ask to help support the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you guys very much for that. And thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave comments down below. Let me know what I should watch and discuss in future videos. And I'll see you guys, or you guys, next time.